Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? Where you can receive a world-class education and learn more about yourself? Where there are amazing opportunities in the here and now and even better on the horizon. If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
A very good evening and welcome to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium for Match 8 of the Sultan of Johor Cup 2025. And this fixture will see Malaysia taking on New Zealand. And we'll just have a look at the league table so that we can just explain why this game is going to be so important, because obviously no one wants to play for the wooden spoon. And so Malaysia, after their draw with Australia, a win could see them jump above Pakistan if India defeat Pakistan in the final game of the day. New Zealand, of course, looking for their first win, and a win would see them jump above Malaysia. And who knows, they could even, well, they've got to score a lot of goals because they're -6 at the moment, but they would be certainly sitting in 5th spot with 2 games to go. And both these teams, their last games are against, New Zealand's games against Pakistan and Great Britain, and Malaysia's are against Great Britain and India. Australia have leapt to the top of the ladder with their victory over Great Britain, and so now we just have to find out how the other games are going to pan out. Certainly Malaysia, well, they did a really good performance, put in a really good performance the other night against Australia, and they'll be looking to build on that. New Zealand, I think they've just got stronger as the games have gone on. I mean, it's been difficult for them because they haven't been together since January and February when they played the Oceania World Cup qualifiers. So that's a long time when you consider we're in the 10th month now, and they played those games at the end of January, beginning of February. So they're going to get better as the tournament goes on because they're going to have those connections, and the understanding is going to improve as the tournament progresses. We certainly saw that after they lost 4-0 to Australia, which, again, personally I felt was a scoreline that maybe flattered Australia a little bit, but they bounced back and scored 2 against India and really made India, well, wobble a little bit, I think, towards the end. Had they managed to convert a couple of opportunities that came their way, they may well have got it to 4-3, and then it would have been a very interesting last 3 minutes. As for the world rankings, well, the FIH brought out junior world rankings, I think it was back in 2022-23, and I can tell you that these two are one place apart. So Malaysia are ranked in 11th spot, and New Zealand are ranked 12th. So it'll be interesting to see how they go in this match. New Zealand, of course, came here just like Malaysia, aiming to make it to one of the medal matches. It's going to be very hard for them. They're going to have to win their remaining 3 games, which is including today and the games against Great Britain and Pakistan. Malaysia, that was the goal set for them, was to make the medal games. They've got a hope of it if they can get a victory today and then put in a strong performance in their games against Great Britain and India. But you feel there is so much to play for in this tournament. It is very, very even. Anyway, the players are going to be heading off the field of play very shortly, and then we will get the official ceremonies underway. My name's Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing the action with you once again. And I would like to just mention the sponsors that have made it possible for us to bring you every game live from Johor Bahru in 2025, and one of those is Project Innovations, based in Singapore. They're a project management company located in Singapore and working in Asia, but with experience far beyond. Also, we have iJourney, a more personalised view of your career. And check out their website. It's an ideal way to actually put your CV online if you're looking for work, ijourney.au. And then Study Perth, well, they're promoting not only the city of Perth, but also a great place to come and study. You can live in a beautiful, safe and supportive city while learning from the industry-leading lecturers and researchers that will help you shine. Studyperth.com.au for more information. And, of course, One Active. They are a 3-stage hydration system: preparation, performance and recovery. And they're designed to keep you performing at your peak from warm-up through to the final whistle. That's oneactive.com.au, and they're putting money from sales back into the sport, and in particular back into hockey. So if you can support these sponsors, we do hope you will, because obviously they're supporting hockey and they're supporting our coverage of the Sultan of Johor Cup in 2025. Without them, we would not be able to bring you all the games for free. Two captains down below now coming forward to shake hands and then toss the coin. Gus Nelson is the captain of New Zealand, and Danish Ayman is the captain of Malaysia. Coin has been tossed, although sometimes it is just a disc rather than a coin. So I'm not quite sure who's won what there, but anyway, they'll just decide who's going to have what end. A final shake of the hands and then no doubt a pose for the photographers. No, Dinesh is gone, so there will be no photo. Oh, he's coming back now. There you go. I think these umpires must have a cabinet full of photographs with various captains around the world. Well, the New Zealand team lined up, ready to go. And now the Malaysian team steps forward as well. They had a training session yesterday and came back. They were in pretty good spirits when I bumped into them in the foyer of the hotel last night, and they certainly were very pleased with their performance against Australia, and that has given them a little bit of belief now, but they still know there's a lot of work to be done. The umpires will be leading us out, and they are for this game Oliver Chauhan from Australia and Mohit Rawat from India. And we wish them all the best for this game. Ali Farhad Khan is the video umpire for this match. Well, I think it's actually, it is Farhad Ali. My apologies for that. So Farhad Ali Khan. So the players will line up across the centre of the pitch as the deafening music is played inside the stadium. I think they crank it up a few decibels just because Malaysia are playing, and they want maybe everybody in the surrounding area to hear and get down here. But we will pause now for the national anthems, and the first national anthem will be Malaysia. And now we will have the national anthem of New Zealand. Well, the national anthem's completed now, and we get a chance to look at the team lineups. And so we will look at the team lineups of Malaysia first, and the players to look out for, I think, in there. The captain, Danish, is one of the crucial players for them. There is no doubt about that, wearing number 13. Also, Harris Osman has shown lots of talent throughout the game, but it's just occasionally the passes haven't happened for him. Adam Johari, I thought, was superb against Australia, and Hanzala as well was really strong. Also, Jasmine Jamlis is also been performing well, and of course they're coached by Noor Saiful Zaini. Turning our attention to New Zealand, and again, they've got some talent. Scott Illebrun has been really good in the tournament so far. So too has Sam Lintz and Bradley Rothwell. Jordan Whittleston has shown a lot up front, and if he can combine with Rocco Ludov, who knows what could happen. Aidan Bax has 1 goal to his name, and he'll be hoping that he can add to that tally. They're coached by Mike Delaney. And I must just apologise because I have had a bit of trouble with Ryan Parr wearing the number 1, because the little sort of kink at the top of the 1 and Javan Jones and the 7, it's just made it a little bit difficult here. And I know that a few people have noticed that I've mixed them up a couple of times. So I do apologise. I would just ask whoever designs the numbers, please just put a straight line for number 1. Makes it so much easier rather than doing all funky little things at the top. Anyway, I will do my best to get it right today. As we're about to get underway, Malaysia looking to push back and start the match for us. And it comes wide from them to, well, straight away. Turned over that time by Azimuddin. And Azimuddin will be penalised there, so New Zealand get the chance to get on with it quickly. Sam Lintz runs towards the circle, is held up. Looking to take it quickly again is Illebrun. Illebrun's into the circle, but unfortunately ran out of space, so it will be a Malaysia 16. Thrown to the air, that should be brought down and is brought down. Illebrun will get the free hit for New Zealand. Javan Jones will take that one. In fact, I think that actually is par. Jakarta Klebert goes infield to Rothwell. Good defensive work being done by Jeffriness. And feeding it forward to Danish. Infield it comes again to Hanzala. So Rothwell tried to throw it forward, but threw it straight into the Malaysian player. He's claiming he was 5 metres, and he wasn't far off, although New Zealand have been given the free hit. Down the side it goes this time from Patel. Into the circle by New Zealand, but I think there's going to be a free hit just outside the D. Making his way across to take it, Gus Nelson, the captain. Short pass, Rothwell let it run, and it's gone straight to the Malaysian player. So they got a chance to counter-attack now if they can move the ball well. Comes to Harris Osman, yep, I'm questioning myself there. Then down the line now from Nabil Youssef. Danish. Feeds it to the edge of the circle. That'll be a free hit. And good defence in the end from New Zealand. Held up well by Lintz on halfway. Pushes it wide, having to just stretch with his stick that time was Finlay Neal. Rothwell just in that pivotal role. Both teams so far in the opening 3 minutes have gone forward and then turned it over around the circle. It's good to see Malaysia trying to play at pace. I think it suits them when they do. Free hit is going to be New Zealand's ball. Again, it's rolled on towards Bradley Rothwell. Rothwell gets the ball from Patel. plays it to the baseline. It was a tricky ball to keep in play for Nelson. Up the sideline it comes to Nabil Youssef. Infield he goes. Nice little turn coming from Jasmine Jamlis. New Zealand, though, keeping their shape well as the ball now comes to Hanzala. Hanzala forced back. Good work again by Neil. Neil, nice little touch, takes it over the side and breaks up the attack from Malaysia. Jeffrinus plays it out wide to Azimuddin. Again, good work coming across that time by Owen Brown. Brown working hard in that forward line. It'll come to Azimuddin again. He's got a little bit of space this time. Managed to get the ball past Nelson. Good acceleration being shown by Nabil Youssef. And this time the tackle was from Javan Jones. Good change of direction from Jasmine Jamlis. And it's gone out for a long corner right on the edge of the 23-metre line. So Azimuddin is going to have to take it out wide. Plays it back into the defensive line. Looking to close down again is Brown. Malaysia keeping possession well, making New Zealand work. 5 minutes gone in this match number 8. And mistrap that time, so now a great chance for New Zealand to attack. Playing on quickly, Owen Brown. What a tackle, Azimuddin. And just love the way he just tucked his stick behind his back after he'd made the tackle. Scott Hillebrand goes back this time to Stevenson. Jones out to Patel. Stevenson again. Nothing on, he's closed down. He got away with that one across the field to Patel. Sure, his heart was in his mouth for a moment. If it wasn't, I'm sure Mike Delaney, the coach's, was. So there'll be a couple of things apart from wanting to win this game. New Zealand will want to stop conceding goals. They've conceded 4 against India and 4 against Australia, so they can reduce those numbers. It will do them the world of good. I can tell you over the years as well that this fixture actually at the Sultan of Johor Cup usually averages 5 goals when these teams meet. And Malaysia haven't beaten New Zealand since 2018. Great work down the right-hand side. Nabil Youssef plays it infield. That was a good pass into Amar. Amar tried to, well, I suppose bulldoze his way through, but was not able to. And then it's strong on the ball from Thomas Meader. Meader certainly looks a strong character, the man from John McGlashan College in Dunedin. Certainly lots of talking from the Malaysian team, which is actually very good because a couple of years ago they were so quiet on the pitch. Remember talking to their coach then about that. Good ball forward again. Nice little pirouette coming from Adam Jahari, but he couldn't keep the ball in play. Meader plays it out onto the left-hand side to Nicholas Stevenson. And again, slightly heavy touch by Hillebrand that time. It goes over the side. Malaysia throw it to the air. That should be their ball, easily brought under control that time by Danish Irfan. Another long corner for Malaysia. Danish Iman, the captain, plays it forward. He unfortunately made Nabil Youssef stretch and he couldn't get it under control. So New Zealand, Stevenson over the ball. Plays it back into the defensive line, Javan Jones. Klebert's up the side and Stevenson forced to go infield. Good work being done again by Illebrand. Then it comes to Kleibert, and it was cut out brilliantly in the defensive line by Malaysia. And they've got support there to play their way out of defence. Nice little spin from Jeffriness, but he's back where he started. Tries to turn again, and Lintz was, well, he thought he got it. I think he's been penalised for either getting the stick first or it was a back stick. I think it was probably the former, that it was stick then ball. Nabil Youssef having to go back. Lintz again putting pressure on, working hard in the forward line for New Zealand. Goes out onto the left-hand side. That time closing down was Aiden Bax on the right-hand side. Malaysia, though, got the free hit play on very quickly. Reverse stick played infield. Didn't manage to get under control by Mida, and that means that Jasmine Jamlis can carry it forward for Malaysia. Mida again is the player going to be penalised. In fact, it's not him, it's the challenge that was a little bit further out. I thought about the square ball, but again, Lintz putting pressure on, so too Ludolf. Nice turn coming from Adam Johari. And free hit is New Zealand's. Infield they come, and there's a little bit of space there in the midfield. Came off the foot, so, well, I would have thought we should have gone back for a free hit for New Zealand. Backs not complaining, though. And again, New Zealand moving the, Malaysia moving the ball well. Out to Adam Johari on the left-hand side. Johari can be a tricky customer, so it's quite a good idea, I think, having him wide and running at defence. So into the final 5 minutes of this first quarter. A really important game for both these teams if they want to try and avoid playing for the wooden spoon. And that one just coming off the edge of Shafiq sticking over the side. And unfortunately for New Zealand, no one on the end of that one. Comes wide again for Malaysia. Akil will get the free hit or the ball from the side. He takes it himself. Feeds it down the line, and there was a touch off the New Zealand stick, so that will be again Malaysia's ball. Atif leaves it behind. Akil, short pass from him to Adam Johari. And again, a nice turn away from trouble. Adam Johari now pushes it wide onto the right-hand side. Akil looks to cut infield. There's a wall of white shirts ahead of him. Won the free hit again, took it quickly at the top of the circle. Trying to turn into the D was, he's taken a tumble, Harris Osman, and he's won a penalty corner for his team. So this is a great opportunity now for Malaysia to open the scoring. Malaysia's conversions from penalty corners have been pretty good, actually. They've scored 3 from 10 so far in the Sultan of Johor Cup 2025. Conversion rate of 30%, which is higher than the actual percentage for the whole tournament, which is currently sitting at 24%. So they're really good on that front. It's just they've conceded a lot from penalty corners as well. So Azik goes to the baseline. Just trying to see, I'm sure Azimuddin will be there. And he is indeed. He's at the second battery. And I think it's Jasmine Jamlis at the first. But they go to Azimuddin, and he flicks well, but it's a really good save that time from Hugh Nixon. So no penalty corner that time for Malaysia. And it's gone out of play. It will be a 16 shake of the head. Frustration, I think, more than disputing the decision that time. That one coming from Jasmine Jamlis. I think he was just annoyed with himself that he couldn't keep it in play. So Parr will get the ball back, comes back to Parr again. Ryan Parr, a little bit of space there. Plays his hockey for North Harbour, and in, was it 2022, won the under-18 nationals and also the Warner Shield. very successful, the North Harbour side. That should be stolen away by New Zealand, and Rocco Ludolf wins another free hit for his side. They want the ball quickly. They get it finally. Illebrunt takes a touch. Two Malaysian players look to close him down. He tries to barge his way through the middle, and the free hit goes the way of Malaysia. Scott McCoglin, of course, involved with the North Harbour side. He played in the Sultan of Johor Cup. And also the Aslan Shah has a great move by New Zealand, but unfortunately catching the foot at the top of the circle of Owen Brown. And Scott McCoglin always seemed to get injured when I was commentating, and he did for a while think I was a jinx on him, but I'm pleased to say he's forgiven me for that now. Malaysia just got there in time. Comes to Azimuddin. Strong on the ball from Nabil Yusuf, and he gets the free hit for Malaysia. Slides it into the circle. The ricochet's kind for, well, in fact, it was going to be kind, but there was a stick tackle came in from Jeffriness, and so that is why the free hit has gone the way of New Zealand. Comes wide to Jakarta Klebert, throws it over the top. Oh, and Rothwell got a good touch on that, but having to come off his line very quickly and doing good work. And here come Malaysia now, Danish Ayman. Haziq was off his line very quickly at the other end, and he is the man who has helped launch this attack. Stolen away that time from Rocco Ludolf. Ludolf chases to close down, but the ball comes back in the end to Navanish. But he loses out, and New Zealand try to come forward. The ball's fallen for Ludolf now. Ludolf carries it up to the 23. Tries to go around the outside. He's got one hand on the stick. The hooter goes, and there will be no chance for New Zealand to finish that attack that they were so busily trying to craft. So we go into the first break. It's been exciting, but unfortunately no goals as yet. It is Malaysia 0, New Zealand 0.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Well, the New Zealand players surrounding their coaching staff. Mike Delaney talking to them calmly. Was appointed as the coach back in May of this year. Had, of course, been involved with the Black Sticks men from 2022 up until that point. And they have rotated their goalkeeper. Matthew Royce will go under the bar for this second quarter. Royce, who actually played ice hockey for Switzerland because he grew up in Switzerland and was selected for their national under-15s ice hockey side. So double international, and Still under 21. That's quite an achievement as Malaysia get us underway. Azamudin throws it high and long, and touch comes off the stick of Dean Clarkson. It'll be a long corner again for Malaysia. Umpire just saying they want it directly in line with where it crossed the baseline. Comes back to Azamudin again. He drills it towards the circle. It's fallen kindly for Malaysia. And there's the touch, and there is the goal. Malaysia take the lead. Well, it was a fortunate little deflection, but it was finished superbly, and there was very little that Royce could do about that. So Malaysia have taken the lead, and that is just what they wanted. And they will be extremely happy about that. It was Danish's ball at the top of the circle, and then it was a clever deflection at the back post. And Malaysia take the lead against New Zealand just 35 seconds after the restart. So now New Zealand will get us back underway. I think the goal, well, we'll get confirmation now. Navinesh was the goal scorer, and that will please him. Navinesh, of course, is of Indian descent. He's very proud Indian, and he wants to be the first Indian since S. Kumar, the Malaysian goalkeeper, to play for the national side, senior side. And it's Bax who was trying to get the shot away. Haziq saves it. Malaysia are scrambling it out wide, and eventually Adam Johari carries it out to the sideline. Just time stood still then inside the circle, and the umpire called play on, and Bax got the shot away, and Haziq was really scrambling. And penalty stroke now. Well, Malaysia immediately wanting to send this for a referral. Danish has given the signal, so the rule is, of course, if you signal for a referral, you must go for a referral. And I just wonder whether this is one that was made out of emotion rather than the actual thinking it through, and whether it was in fact a stroke or not. New Zealand going into a huddle. And so too, I think the defence for Malaysia. Haziq has just taken up his position on the goal line. Goalkeeper from Kelantan. And we will have to wait for the decision to come down from upstairs. Fahad Ali Khan of Pakistan, as I said, is the video umpire for this game. And as I've said previously, unfortunately we cannot hear or see the vision that is being viewed. Only the national broadcaster has access to that. So Danish still deep in conversation. Hopefully a decision comes down soon. Gives me a chance to again acknowledge some of our sponsors. iJourney, your career captured differently. That's iJourney.au. And of course, One Active, supporting hockey from grassroots all the way to the big stage here at the Sultan of Johor Cup. Every pouch sold helps fund local sport. Fuel your game, fund theirs. oneactive.com.au. And of course, from all over the world, people are choosing the warm and wonderful city of Perth to live, study and work. Study Perth, you know it makes sense. That's studyperth.com.au for all your future education needs. There's still a big discussion going on, I think, even between the Malaysian players. Jasmine Jamlis going into a big explanation with Jeffrey Ness. And I think, to be fair, there was even a little thought came in from Akil. Well, it isn't going to be a penalty stroke, so it was actually a very good referral by Malaysia. They keep their referral. And for New Zealand, well, they've got a long corner. So I think just an explanation being given now to Gus Nelson as to why it wasn't a stroke. Left behind, Rothwell will now take it. Helps it forward, deflection into the circle. It was aimed for Owen Brown, but unfortunately didn't get there, and then Nelson was trying to keep it alive along the baseline for the junior Black Sticks. Malaysia now carrying it out of defence at pace. Woo. That was hit with some passion by Azimuddin. Was blocked well by Nelson. Nelson finds Lintz. Lintz has won a free hit. I think he wanted to keep going. It's Parr now over the ball. Ryan Parr plays it back. Stevenson goes square this time from Clarkson to Patel. Back to Clarkson again. Malaysian bench very vocal for a few seconds there. Rothwell out to Patel. Help down the line. It took a little deflection, but it will fall to Finlay Neal. Neal comes back out of trouble, goes into the defensive line. Clarkson is wide on the left-hand side, but they go back down the right to Patel, and he's robbed. And now there is a chance for Malaysia. Navanish, who scored the opening goal, feeds it forward to Danish Ayman. Into the circle, Navanish has got it. Can he get a shot away? Oh, he's got a second goal for Malaysia. Navanish got a little bit of space at the top of the circle, took a touch, and then smashed it in the bottom left-hand corner. Malaysia have a second, and we are only just 3 minutes coming to the end of the third minute of the second quarter. So what a perfect start by the young Tigers. This is just what they needed. The draw against Australia, a win tonight, but there's still a long, long way to go. New Zealand, as we saw against India, they will fight right to the end. It's in their DNA. But certainly a great start by the host nation. Rothwell. And it just shows you how things can change, because a split second ago, New Zealand thought they were going to have a penalty stroke and they were going to get back on level terms. That was turned over by the video umpire. And now they find themselves 2 goals down. Bursting forward again was Nabil Youssef. Comes back to him once more. He feeds it to Danish Ayman. Danish Ayman goes round the back. Looks to lay it across the face of goal. It's another deflection in. And what a finish by Malaysia. Great work by Danish as he burst down the right-hand side. And then it was a beautiful touch. I think it was Adam Johari that got the final touch to make it 3. Well, this has been a fantastic start by Malaysia. We'll have to just wait for confirmation on the goal scorer as New Zealand use the celebratory time to regroup inside their circle. 3-0 and 11 and 28 seconds left in this second quarter. All those goals coming in basically 3 and a bit half minutes. So Ryan Parr plays it back into the defensive line, comes wide now again to Klebert. Klebert lifts it forward. Rothwell brought it down, got it under control in the end. And just slipping there as New Zealand were trying to go into the circle. And up at the outside again, Nabil Youssef thought he'd got the better that time, but has got a free hit for his side. Comes wide now to Azimuddin. Thrown over the top, and that's brought down very well this time by Azik. Nabil Youssef, though, his touch is not going to be what was needed. And it was actually Harris Osman who got the third goal. My apologies. I saw the 2 as he slid in. Harris Osman is 42, and I thought it was number 12, Adam Johari. But Osman, that will boost his confidence, I'm sure, because he has had a few games where he's been threatening to do the right thing, but it just hasn't happened. And so now, having got a goal, that will hopefully just lift his confidence another notch. There are so many players that are confidence players. Nelson from the side for New Zealand goes back to Stevenson. It's going to be a free out for Malaysia again. 5 minutes have now elapsed at the start of the second quarter. As Malaysia look to come forward again, it's a heavy touch that time from Aziz, but he got the ball. Coming back though, and stealing it back was Gus Nelson. And ooh, that was just a clash of heads there, an unfortunate one. Just catching Atif. I think he's okay, which is good, but there was certainly nothing deliberate in that from Jakarta Kleibert. Just a strong man determined to get the ball. Comes wide to Kleibert now. Goes infield. Rothwell had to reach for that. It breaks for Johari. Rothwell fights back. Johari plays it into the circle. Lovely work at the top of the D coming from Aziz, but New Zealand come up with the ball. Feeding it through the middle. It will be collected. That's good play as well by Aiden Bax. Free hit just outside the 23. Played on quickly by Nelson. Nelson gets another free hit, top of the circle. Just think if New Zealand can get one back before the halftime break, at least one. Nelson on the angle, drives it across the face of goal, but no touch. And that was again a little bit unfortunate because at the back post waiting was Owen Brown, but it was hit and it was bouncing. It was going to be a very hard ball to deflect into the goal for Brown. And as I was saying, if New Zealand can get one before halftime, it just gives them that little bit of a lifeline heading into the second half. And certainly at the moment, they're full of plenty of attack. Illebrunt, top of the circle. It was a good touch initially from Jeffriness. And then Malaysia got to the ball. And I think, that's a free hit. I thought it might have been a card that was going to be issued, but just having to take the ball back is Jeffriness inside the 23. Comes to him again. Nabil Youssef has just come alive in this game. He's just loving running down this right-hand side. He's in fact even tackling his own teammate, but he's going to be done for obstruction. Mida played on quickly, driving through the middle, Ryan Parr. Parr plays it into the circle. Lovely little touch, turn. Oh, so close to being put on a plate for Owen Brown, but it was just about, 30 centimetres away from the end of his stick. So promising signs for New Zealand. Well, the intensity has certainly lifted in this match, and a missed trap on the sideline from Akil will give possession back to New Zealand. Kleibert plays it into the back line. Thomas Mida plays it out onto the right-hand side. We'll come back to Mida. Clarkson is wide on his left if he needs him. Decides to go up the middle. And free hit goes against Brown. 6 minutes left in the first half. Malaysia leading New Zealand by 3-0. As I said, Malaysia's not beaten New Zealand at the Sultan of Johor Cup since 2018. That probably sounds worse than it really is because it's actually only 3 games. But strong victories for New Zealand, 6-0, 3-2, 3-2. I think that shows how close it can be when these two meet. And again, Strong, determined running from Sam Lintz. Lintz turns away, skips over a challenge. Wanted the free hit, claiming he was obstructed. He's still looking with pleading eyes and gestures to the umpire, but the umpire is impassive to those pleas. Johari goes back into the defence side, comes out wide now to Akil. Akil, quick pass infield, but unfortunately mistrapped by Jasmine Jamlis. And so New Zealand get the chance to go forward again. It'll be a long corner. Took a touch off the New Zealand stick on the way through. And not trapped by Rothwell on the 23. So now Malaysia got everybody back inside the 23 metres. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Goes back to Thomas Meader. He pushes it wide onto the right. It'll come to him again. Has Klebert to his left this time. Goes back out onto the right-hand side. Meader may try the left this time. He does. Klebert is going to get closed down. He goes right the way across the defensive line. And now it's Clarkson. Tries to work it down that right-hand side. Back it goes to Rothwell now. Rothwell carries the ball. Centralises it. Tries an angle pass, and it's a very good one to pick out Sam Lintz, but stolen away from him. Good strong tackle by Malaysia, and they're trying to play it out. New Zealand trying to close them down, and suddenly a little bit of space for Danish Iman down the left-hand side. He looks to cut infield, but got the free hit. Adam Johari, heavy touch from him, but he's accelerated onto it. Johari is going to go inside the circle. Oh! Well, it would have been a screamer had that gone towards goal. But falling over, he almost put it into the observation tower where all the videographers for the teams are. Good effort, though. And that's gone into the foot that time of Amar. So Milan Patel now, a little bit of space for him to work with. Tries to slide the pass in, and it caught the foot, unfortunately, of his own player. Just jumping out of the way was Azimudin. And the ball continued through and just happened to catch the foot of Rocco Ludolf. Out wide it comes for Nabil Yusuf, and off he goes again. Boy, I don't know what he had for breakfast, but there's plenty of running in him tonight. Nelson goes infield again. Probably wants the return pass, gets it. It's run on a little bit of an angle. Nelson turns. Can he squeeze it past Haziq? No. And the free hit goes Malaysia's way. Well, he thought about, I think, trying to feed it back if possible. But unfortunately, just in the end, Nelson had to go himself. That touch that took him on the acute angle. Javan Jones plays that one up the field of play. Almost left behind by Nelson, but he's been penalised now, and he again questions just facially the umpire. I don't think you can get booked by an umpire for a facial expression. Nice work down the left-hand side from Amar. We're into the final minute in a couple of seconds of the first half. Malaysia, well, if they can hang on and get a victory today, I expect the crowds will be turning out for them tomorrow. New Zealand looked to launch one last attack before half-time. But again, it wasn't clear in the air to the man, so free hit goes to the defensive team. That is straight to their man on the baseline. Good work being done out wide by Irfan, Danish Irfan. Free hit one just outside the circle. They need to get on with it quickly, pulling it out. So it goes the 5 meters. Nabil Youssef into the circle it goes. A little bit of space at the top of the D, and unfortunately that time Harris Osman put his effort the wrong side of the post, but created the space for himself well. And turned over. And the New Zealand players looking a little disappointed as they come off for the half-time break. The Malaysian players, well, they're looking very poker-faced, I would say. They are neither happy or disconsolate, but they must be pleased that they have the lead that they do at half-time. It is Malaysia 3, New Zealand 0.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? Where you can receive a world-class education and learn more about yourself? Where there are amazing opportunities in the here and now and even better on the horizon? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? Where you can receive a world-class education and learn more about yourself? Where there are amazing opportunities in the here and now and even better on the horizon. If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
All in one place. Capture your career differently with
Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium in Johor Bahru. It is, and I think I might have said when I was talking about North Harbour, Scott McLaughlin, and I meant, if I didn't, my apologies, James, I was meaning you. Anyway, New Zealand are out. We're hoping they can find a way back into this match. Hugh Nixon will start under the bar for the second half, but certainly, I said before the game, I'd seen the Malaysian players yesterday after they came back from training, and they were very upbeat, and you felt that they had a confidence about them that had been missing maybe in previous years. So as I said, New Zealand, these two have met 11 times in the Sultan of Johor Cup. Malaysia's only won 3 of those games, New Zealand 5, and there have been 3 draws, and one of those draws was a 5-all draw back in 2018, and that was an absolute belter of a game. It actually is on YouTube if you want to find it. So just put Sultan of Johor Cup 2018, Malaysia versus New Zealand. Definitely worth another look because it was 5-all draw. You don't get those very often. Well, the umpires have emerged. Malaysia just going into a final huddle, as you can see. And the big question is now, can they hang on to this lead? If New Zealand can get one, like we saw against India, then they may well get a second, and then it gets interesting. Because when you're within 1 goal, anything is possible. Haziq squeaks his way down to his goal, like most goalkeepers do, with the rubber on the turf. And as I mentioned, it will be Hugh Nixon in goal for New Zealand. Hugh Nixon, who was just elected the president of the Otago University Hockey Club. He will take up that position, I believe, in 2026. So giving back to the sport. Aiden backs over the ball for New Zealand, just waiting for the clock to reach 0. And then we can get the second half and the third quarter underway. 5 seconds away. Backs will lean over the ball any second now. Here he goes. Here comes the whistle. Nope. Now. So New Zealand have to start the game again and find a way back. And Ryan Parr, that's not the first touch he would have wanted at the start of the half. Chases back, good defensive play by him, stick low on the ground, good skills though, 3D skills shown, and along the baseline, that was by Iman Fas, it was Navanish rather, and it's gone in, but no touch inside the circle. So Navanish has really been on fire. He's a player I've been waiting to see. He was in the national squad, and apparently Sarjit Singh said that he needed to improve his strength on the ball. Well, that little run wouldn't have done his claims any harm. And, of course, 2 goals tonight. Nelson plays it back to Parr. We'll come back to Parr again. Slips as he plays it forward. Ricochets off the stick of Johari. Lintz pounces. but cleaning up at the back. Good work again from Akil. Malaysia just calmed things down. Johari gets the ball on the end of his stick this time. Tries the diagonal pass across the field of play. It's picked up by Harris Osman. He looks to go on the overlap. Gets the return pass, but it's probably overhit. And in the end, it's good work again by Jakarta Klebert. Although the Malaysian player just got struck as Klebert was trying to play that one forward. Whether it was on the hand or was it on the knee? It looks like it's the knee. So Danish never misses the opportunity to have a chat with the umpires. Well, has to go off now because the physios come on the field of play. Wanted to just jog back and continue. But if you delay play and the physio has to come on the field of play, player has to leave the field of play. It's a rule I actually like because it stops players shamming injuries. Comes to Clarkson now. He fires one up the middle. Good turn from Nelson. Gus Nelson gets a free hit again. Oh, tried to drag that. That was brilliantly tackled. And Parr penalised that time. Johari, though, with a great tackle. Thrown wide, out onto the right by Jeffriness. Nelson, little touch from him, took it over the sideline. And Malaysia, well, they just throw that one straight out of play. Not quite sure where that was intended. A lot of these New Zealand players do play for similar clubs together. So, for example, Owen Brown, Dean Clarkson, Jordan Whittleston all play for the Carlton Redcliffs Hockey Club. And then you have Javon Jones and Sam Lintz at Avon Hockey Club or Avon Hockey Club. Can never tell. Australia, it's Avon. I'm presuming in New Zealand it would be Avon. And of course, the Romans, of course, called a lot of rivers in the UK Avon. And then the British called them the River Avon, which actually means river, river. So the Romans were actually calling it a river already. Good work by Malaysia. They've pulled it back out and they've got a good position now to launch an attack. Played wide again by Azamuddin, cutting infield from the right-hand side. That's a great block. Maybe a free hit, but it's stopped the ball going into the circle. And Akil was denied. Thrown wide. It'll be brought down by Adam Johari. Johari, though, was closed down very quickly. Good work again by Rothwell. And New Zealand closing down, doing well. Somehow they managed to get the ball past Whittleston that time. We'll come out to the left-hand side again, and there's a chance for Nabil Youssef, but he goes back, and again, New Zealand trying to close Malaysia down. Nabil Youssef, oh, that ricocheted up into Finlay Neal. And, oh, Malaysian fans not happy about that. Hanzala was just about to unleash a shot. Got the free hit outside. It went up in the air off the New Zealand stick he'd played on. And then the whistle came. That's just caught the foot of Nelson, edge of the circle. So another free hit to Malaysia from a very dangerous position. Over the ball again is Amar. Amar leaves it. Danish has to play it back out. Comes to Nabil Youssef. He tries to fire that one in. Good defensive work again by New Zealand and Rothwell. In fact, it was Finlay Neal, not Rothwell. So New Zealand just holding off now. Comes wide again to Nabil Youssef, who sets off on a little run, slipping that time. Good recovery by Adam Johari. Nabil Youssef has the ball from the side now. Down the line he goes, shaped to go to the air. Good pass finding Jasmine Jamlis. Jamlis and a penalty corner has been won by Malaysia. They're second, and the local fans really happy about that. And it gives me again the chance to acknowledge our sponsors, iJourney, careers captured differently. Check out their website and your opportunity to promote yourself differently, iJourney.au. And of course, One Active, the 3-stage hydration system, preparation, performance and recovery, designed to keep you performing at your peak from warm-up until the final whistle. That's oneactive.com.au. So Malaysia makes the way down to the baseline. Top of the circle, Harris Osman, alongside him, Azimuddin. They go to Azimuddin. It's gone outside the circle, trying a variation. The deflection's there, good save. Well, that was a very good save from Hugh Nixon, who was on his haunches and just got his mitt up in time to deflect it out of play. Malaysia again wanting a free hit just outside the circle, and the umpire obliges. The ball is rolled on the field of play very, very slowly. Eventually Malaysia have to go and get it. Not sure that that was actually stopped by Jasmine Jamlis, but anyway, in it goes. And, well, that was lifted up off the Malaysian stick, caused danger within the circle. So it'll be a free out to New Zealand. So again, having to collect the ball was Javan Jones. Parr playing it forward. It will come to Jones now. Gives it to Parr, who lets it run. And Stevenson was luckily alert and to the danger and managed to collect it. Ryan Parr once again. Javan Jones. Hillebrand. Stevenson. And there's a player gone down in the forward line, and over the side it goes from Malaysia. Looking to get on with things quickly is Aiden Bax. Bax drives towards the baseline, dispossessed. Bax, though, comes back, biting back to try and get the ball. Good work again on the flank coming from Hanzala for Malaysia. And then in the end, Azimuddin tries to clear it. New Zealand have stolen it back. That's a good pass, top of the circle. In they come, and a good shot saved initially by Haziq. And is it going to go in? Penalty corner. Well, Malaysia were scrambling. This is the first penalty corner for New Zealand tonight. And I can tell you, they're the only team so far not to have scored from a penalty corner. This is their 10th now in this, their third game. So they had 9 in the first 2 games, and they will be hoping that they can now convert this one, because it will give them a lifeline. We're just approaching the halfway stage of this third quarter. So Javan Jones goes to the baseline to inject. And at the second battery, we've got Rocco Ludolf. And at the first battery, Owen Brown, I think it looks like. But it may actually be, well, it is the first battery, and it was Owen Brown. It's going to be another penalty corner. So just the injection then didn't seem to come through quite as quickly. It is tricky out there, as we've heard from some of the coaches, how just getting the right line where the ball doesn't bobble. So will they go to Brown again? No, this time they don't. And it's deflected well, but it's off the first runner. So no joy from Ludolf, no joy from Brown. Who will they go with on the third one? Will it be Brown again or Ludolf again? Twizzling his stick in his hands, Owen Brown. Now he leans on it. They go to Brown again. It's a mistrap top of the circle. Ludolf gets it, though, for New Zealand. Feeds it to Patel. Patel spins, tries to get it in. Malaysia were looking for a foot, and the umpire believes that they got the foot because he's given a 16. And Malaysia take off their protective gear. So 3 penalty corners, and that was a really good chance for New Zealand to pull a goal back, but unfortunately they couldn't take it. Well, they've got possession now and a chance to go forward once more. Over the side it goes, that time off the stick of Azimudin. Ludolf, long corner won by him. So again, they're yelling for a ball to be given to them, but the ball patrol just standing there holding two balls. It comes wide to Clarkson on the right-hand side, pushes it down the line. Into the circle it goes, but there's nobody on that line from the pass from Klebert. And free hit goes against Illebrun that time. And the umpire, I think, was just warning one of the Malaysian players about a couple of the challenges. Azimudin carries it out of defence but has turned it over in the centre of the park. Clarkson hangs on to it, feeds it out now. Nelson, Rothwell, battling to try and keep it was Illebrun, but he's lost out now and Malaysia get the chance to come forward. Surging run coming from Atif it was, down the right-hand side. Free hit won by Malaysia. And good defence in the end coming from Stevenson. And they play it out over the side, but it will be off the stick of the Malaysian. So New Zealand ball. Clarkson. Parr feeding it back to Clarkson. Nelson just left it behind as he looked to surge forward. Stepping out well is Stevenson. Stevenson's stolen it back for New Zealand. Into the circle they go, across the face of goal, and, well, it was a really good idea. Lintz trying to play it across the face of goal. Stevenson had kept his run going. And a green card has been issued to one of the New Zealand players, just trying to see who it is run out. It's actually Stevenson who has got that. So, in fact, it wasn't Stevenson who ran through. It was Whittleston who was trying to get on the end. Stevenson penalised for a challenge after he had passed the ball, I believe. So, Shafiq now carries out for Malaysia. Short little pass. Manages to find Jasmine Jamlis. They play it back inside the circle. New Zealand really were looking to pounce then, but Malaysia very composed at the moment as they're playing the ball out of defence. Nice turn that time. And bursting forward, the captain, Danish Ayman. Patel will be penalised for his challenge on Danish. And again, quickly looking to get on with things, Shafiq. Finds Danish Ayman again. Danish has to double back. Shafiq, in turn, goes back to Adam Johari. Now Zamudin squares it in the defensive line and now pushed up the line by Jeffriness. Nabil Yusuf, there's no way through for him, and then he's penalised, so it'll be a free hit. New Zealand, just under 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. That'll be another free hit to New Zealand. Lintz leaves it behind, makes a run forward. The support comes from Parr. Parr plays it out wide onto the right-hand side now. Neal cuts infield, dispossessed, but won back again by Whittleston. Whittleston beats one, tries to go past a second, but just lost the ball. And just sometimes when they're trying to go forward, I'm not sure whether it's New Zealand are just trying to rush a little bit, or whether, in fact, it's just the run of the ball's just not happening for them. Just seems to just get caught as they're trying to go forward. Pressure applied again. Did well, Jeffriness. Back into the centre of defence, thrown into the air, but missed completely, and there's a slap of the thigh in frustration. Clarkson once more. Nelson. Two players close him down. Has to go back to Clarkson. Square they go this time. Out wide from Javan Jones. Good work being done again by Jakarta Kleebert. Into the circle it goes, but Malaysia again have players there. Managed to clear it outside of the circle that time from Shafiq. Danish Iman, well, he brought it down, but he couldn't keep it in play. Well, Lintz gets the free hit, stood his ground, into the circle he goes. Well, I don't think he was 5 metres, the defender, and the penalty corner has gone New Zealand's way. So they get their 4th penalty corner. We have just over a minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter. Can New Zealand get a goal back now? I think there's going to be a referral. Well, is the umpire going to send this upstairs? I think they were just checking. So we will have a referral. New Zealand will wait at the top of the circle. And they will probably have to wait for a little while because the decisions have been taking a fair time. Malaysia, who have 3-goal lead at the moment, will want to go into the final break with that intact. They won't want to concede now because it'll just get the tails of the New Zealanders up. And as we saw, they rattled India a little bit in the final quarter as they went pushing for goals. So there's a very distinct possibility they could get a second. Haziq will have other thoughts about that. And once again, I'd just like to acknowledge One Active, hydration with purpose. One Active keeps players performing at their best, and every pouch sold helps fund local sport. Fuel your game and fund theirs. oneactive.com.au. For more details, go to their website. And of course, Project Innovations, they are an independent consultancy providing project management services covering all stages of a construction project from its inception through construction to completion. And of course, iJourney, a more personalized view of your career. iJourney.au. Check it out. It's really innovative and a different way of promoting yourself and your achievements in your working life. And of course, finally, Study Perth. From all over the world, people are choosing the warm and wonderful city of Perth to live, study and work. Study Perth, you know it makes sense. So that's studyperth.com.au for more information. Well, I had a feeling this might be a long decision, and it's proving to be. I think there might be a decision coming down now, and it looks the way the umpire has turned that it may still be a penalty corner, and Malaysia may well lose their referral. There you go. So it will be a 4th penalty corner for New Zealand. So at the first battery is Rocco Ludolf this time. At the second battery is Jakarta Kleebert. Kleebert, one of the University of Canterbury players, was top goal scorer for the New Zealand under-21s in 2025 at their under-21 championships. So will they go to Kleebert? They do indeed. He flicks well. Oh, great deflection by the injector. And New Zealand have indeed got a goal back. That was really slick. And no doubt they are very happy about that. Javan Jones is the man who claims the goal. He just came in off the injection and made no mistake. So New Zealand do indeed have a lifeline. And we'll see whether it makes any difference. Their goals come late in the games, which shows great character by them. It also shows good stamina and fitness. And let's not forget, New Zealand are the only team here in Johor Bahru who are not a fully funded side. All of the others are supported by government money. All these guys have paid their own way to get here and will be doing the same to go to the World Cup. So if there is a sponsor watching anywhere that wants to help these young men out on their trip to the World Cup in India, in Chennai, well, just get in touch with New Zealand Hockey. Say you were watching the Sultan of Johor Cup and you want to help, because these guys, I think, deserve it. Battling hard again, but just losing possession was Finlay Neal, and there's danger now, although that's played a fair way ahead of Navanish. Navanish, though, does have pace, gets it under control, played it towards the circle. Malaysia will pick it up. Oh, taken through in the middle by Harris Osman, and then he turned and obstructed the defender. Well, I said Osman, we know he's got potential. He just is a confidence player and just hasn't had the luck or the run of the ball, and the things he's tried haven't come off. In certainly the first game, his passing was a little bit off target. But you can see there that he has the talent. He just has to keep plugging away. So Malaysia taking their time. 23 seconds left on the clock. They're happy to throw that long and out of play. Umpire, good hands. Is there time for New Zealand to throw it forward? It is thrown forward by Ludolf, brought down well. In fact, Ludolf brought it down. My apologies, it was Klebert who threw it long. And it will be a free hit, but they're not going to have time to take this. Well, they might. And the hooter goes. There won't be a penalty corner. Time is up. Oh, or are they? I think New Zealand want to refer this. Well, this is interesting. The umpire's conferring. Is there going to be a referral? No, it's now been waved away. So the New Zealand players saying, no, forget it. And we will head into the final break with a scoreline that really reads, Malaysia 3, New Zealand 1.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Well, welcome back for the final quarter. Matthew Royce is back in goal for New Zealand as they continue to rotate their goalkeepers. They've pulled one goal back. The big question is, can they get another one or even two? Malaysia will look to pounce and counter-attack as much as they can, I'm sure. Comes wide now to Milan Patel. Plays it back into the defensive line. Clarkson. Javan Jones. Patel saw the space and ran into it. Nelson just holds it up for a second, goes back to Clarkson again. That's a good diagonal pass and brought under control well on the far side by Finlay Neal. Free hit goes to New Zealand. They get an early goal in this quarter, anything could happen. Played back by Ryan Parr. Nelson. And the free hit this time goes Malaysia's way. And look at how quickly they're going to break out of defence into attack. Adam Johari slows it down, looks to go inside Clarkson. Clarkson did well to hold him up. Danish Ayman over the ball now. He managed to turn Nelson. Good block again by Clarkson. Lintz reaching, gets the free hit, plays on quickly. Malaysia weren't expecting that. And now surging forward is Rocco Ludolf. Ludolf drops the ball back into the path of Clarkson. He squares it top of the circle. Back to Clarkson again. Clarkson plays it into the back post. Got under control by Aiden Bax. Bax spins across the face of goal. It's gone up towards Lintz off the defender's stick, and I'm not surprised he's referring that because Sam Lintz had to take evasive action as the ball ricocheted up. And if you look at the Malaysian players, I think they know Jeffrey Ness just walked straight behind the goal and is putting on his safety gear. And I think it came up off the stick of Jeffrey Ness. So that is why he is so sure it is a penalty corner. This is where the umpires really should just look at the players. The Malaysian players are conceding. This should be a penalty corner. So this should be a very, very quick decision. The video umpire, look out the window. The players will tell you your decision. And I can see that they can look out the window. Well, that was a very good referral by Sam Lintz. And lo and behold, it is going to be a penalty corner. A fifth for New Zealand. And of course, the good news is they do finally have a goal from a penalty corner. So Javan Jones goes back down to the baseline. Aiden Bax is at the first battery this time around. And I think we still have Ludolf at the second. Bax certainly flicked one with pace the other night. Ludolf sets up Bax. Saved by Haziq. There's a scramble in front of goal. It'll be another penalty corner. Well, Haziq did very well to keep that one out, and suddenly the ball just emerged as the whistle went. It was just dribbling out. So Bax again at the first battery. Ludolf at the second. Will they try the similar move again? Or will they go direct this time? Ludolf, it's a good flick. Oh, he's got it! New Zealand's comeback is continuing. Rocco Ludolf gets his goal. And that's their second penalty corner of the match. And now it is Malaysia that are going to be hanging on. We've not even had 2 minutes of this final quarter. So this is really plenty of time for New Zealand to come back and cause an upset. Wow, would you believe it? So 2 goals from New Zealand late in the third quarter and at the start of the fourth. So Malaysia play the ball back. Rocco Ludolf, they'll be celebrating at Westlake Boys High. And also at the Takapuna Hockey Club. And letting that one run. That's going to be New Zealand ball. Lintz just leaves it on the line. Playing on quickly is Ryan Parr. Feeds it to Lintz. Lintz, what has he impeded? Oh, my word. Lintz picks up the ball, I think, and sprinting back to get onside. It was actually a very good tackle in the end from Azimuddin, I think, coming across. Although the ball went off Lintz over the baseline. Well, that'll be a free hit to... Oh, it's actually against Danish Iman. So Milan Patel. New Zealand, they lost 4-0 to Australia. They lost 4-2 to India, but were so close to getting back in that game. And here again, they've got a chance to get back in this game. 3-2, 12 minutes to go. Can Mike Delaney's heroes really upset the host nation? They do have a few players that have played for the national team. Gus Nelson, Matthew Royce and Brad Rothwell have all played for the senior national team, the Black Sticks. So they have that experience, those players. Comes wide again. Milan Patel gets it into the circle. Nice turn, good defense though, Malaysia. And calm as they carry it out, just using their skills. Malaysian players do have a very high level of skill. Gus Nelson actually, since playing for the Black Sticks first. He's got 2 caps. He's actually not lost yet, if I'm right. One against Japan and one against Pakistan. I'm sure he would love an international career that remained like that, unbeaten. Not many will ever have that. Stolen by the man himself, Nelson. A little bit too strong in the tackle, and he's going to get a card. Oh, a yellow card. So Nelson not happy. 5 minutes on the side, which will take him out for half of the remaining time in this match. The big question is, can Malaysia make the extra player count and get a 4th goal while he's off the field of play? Told to get on with things quickly. And it will be New Zealand's ball now. Park plays the short pass to Patel, kept running. Comes across to Patel again. Parr on halfway, good pass finding him. He smashes that towards the circle, very close to getting a little touch off the stick of Jordan Whittleston. But unfortunately for Whittleston, he didn't get that touch. It only needed to be the faintest of touches. Malaysia carry it forward. Jasmine Jamlis feeds it up the line. And that's a very good tackle again. And that's a good tackle coming back as well, this time from Hanzala. Nabil Yusuf, gone a little bit quiet in the 3rd quarter, back onto his running form again. And it was a tricky ball to get under control, to be honest, for Azik, as it just bobbled in front of him. Lintz again doing well over the ball. Finlay Neal will leave it for Javan Jones. Stevenson. Thomas Muda throws it into the circle. Brought down by Azimuddin. He feeds it out to Jasmine Jamlis. And Malaysia, well, they had players in behind the New Zealand defence. That is very good covering by Thomas Muda, because breaking forward was Hanzala. He had to stop that ball getting to Hanzala. Jeffrey again comes out wide onto the left-hand side. Akil carries over halfway, feeds it forward for Malaysia. Held up well. Adam Johari tries to play on. The free hit goes the way of New Zealand. Ryan Parr has to play it back to where the free hit needs to be taken. Parr demanding the ball immediately, turns, looking to try and get them off and running again. Javan Jones goes back to Stevenson once more. He'll get closed down now by Azik, but he gets the pass away to Mida on the left-hand side. Good pass to Lintz. Lintz has been Mr. Perpetual Motion tonight for New Zealand. Pass, though, unfortunately, just flicking off the stick of Ludov that time. And out of play. Harris, Osman brings it down. Off he sets, taking on Javan Jones. Has to double back because Jones had him covered. Now he goes back for a second attempt. It's a good pass beat through the middle. And into the circle. Really good running again by Jasmine Jamlis. Good defence by New Zealand. And here they come again. Had to be played early by Aiden Bax because he was being closed down. Ryan Parr just came up off his stick, created danger. And so Malaysia get cheap possession back. 6.5 minutes remaining. The big question is, can Malaysia hang on? Or can New Zealand find an equaliser? Good work being done again by Harris Osman. The crowd frustrated as New Zealand snuff out yet another attack, and now they start to carry the ball forward. Nice little feint inside by Finlay Neal. But his pass to try and find Aiden Bax didn't succeed, and so it's going to be a ball from the side for Malaysia. You just feel that New Zealand need to really press high now. Although it's going to be thrown to the air. It's not thrown effectively. Lintz is free inside the circle. Oh dear. He tried to turn. He managed to turn, but his shot was a long way off target. Sam Lintz will be so frustrated about that. So will all his mates at the Avon Hockey Club. He just left the ball behind then as he tried to turn and set off. It's going to be a free hit to New Zealand again. Adam Jahari. Oh, and Lintz again. Well, he's everywhere, Sam Lintz. But unfortunately, as that one dropped, it caught him right on the foot. And New Zealand are pulling their goalkeeper off now. We've got just over 5 minutes left. So they're going to have an extra outfield player. Ruish comes across to the bench. And I know I've reminded you before, if you've been watching all the games, that there's no kicking fullback these days, so no goalkeeper's privileges for one player. So if it's a penalty corner, they've got to prevent it with all outfield players. The crowd thought that was a Malaysia free hit. The ricochet from Nelson is not a good one as far as New Zealand are concerned. And that, though, has gone their way. Jeffriness penalised. And so now New Zealand go on the attack again. Finlay Neal holding it up. Danish Iman is lurking ready to pounce. It comes across to Javan Jones. He goes into the midfield to Ryan Parr. Parr turns, short pass from him to Rothwell. Rothwell played it into the shins of the defender on the edge of the circle. 4.5 minutes remaining. New Zealand searching for their first point in the Sultan of Johor Cup. It's run behind, but he's kept it in play. That was good work by Klebert. Clarkson now throws it across the field of play. Just checking and getting it under control is Ludov. Rocco Ludov sees a gap, goes through it. Was he impeded? Yes, says the umpire. Nelson comes across, takes the free hit quickly, tries to get it in the circle, keeps possession for New Zealand. 2 players come across, they've got it in the circle. Kicked clear by Haziq and eventually helped over the side that time by Akil. And we've got a Malaysian player going down, claiming he got a blow on the back of the head. That was Akil. The clock has stopped at 3 minutes 50 seconds remaining. Well, if you've enjoyed this game, make sure you stay with us, because the next game is always going to be a good one. India versus Pakistan. India unbeaten at the moment. Pakistan, of course, had 1 win and 1 defeat. So if they want to keep their hopes of making it through to the gold medal match, they are going to need to beat their arch rivals, India, tonight. And with Australia winning today as well, Australia have leapt ahead of India. They're on 7 points, having played 1 game more. India on 6 from 2 games. New Zealand help it forward again. Nice turn coming in from Brown. And unfortunately, it's a free out to Malaysia. Well, it's great to hear such a crowd being so passionate about Malaysia again. It's thrown overhead, and it's, can he keep it in play? Danish will keep that in play. I think New Zealand thought he was clear. It's going to come all the way to the back post. Oh, there it is. Danish Irfan gets a 4th for Malaysia. But it was Danish Iman's work getting the ball and keeping it in play that really made the difference. Danish Irfan gets his first goal of the Sultan of Johor Cup 2025, set up by his captain, and it was a brilliant, well, it was an easy finish in the end with no goalkeeper, but he still had to make sure he connected it perfectly. But the awareness of the captain of Malaysia to just lift the ball over the defenders as they came to close him down and to find Danish Irfan, well, he deserves a lot of credit. Still 3 minutes left, but you feel now that for New Zealand, they're not going to find 2, I don't think, in 3 minutes. Just that moment And they held their nerve. Ryan Parr feeds it forward. Rothwell now. Parr wants it back. He's square, but it's a bit risky, surrounded by 3 Malaysian players. Patel had to double back a couple of paces. Comes wide now from Javan Jones onto the left-hand side. Into the circle it goes. Whittleston is battling away to keep it. Will get the free hit. New Zealand play on, drill towards goal. Up in the air it went, battling to get it back under control. That was Rothwell. He's won a free hit. Rothwell plays on quickly. Appeals that the man inside the circle. It's a penalty corner. The umpires confer. Well, if New Zealand score now, it really will be game on. It's penalty corner number 7 for New Zealand, and they've scored 2 so far tonight. So once again, I'll acknowledge Project Innovations. Their team of quality control experts ensures that the projects are completed to prescribed standards without compromising the local statutory requirements related to worksite safety and health. That's Project Innovations Pte Limited. And of course, Perth, a city where not only things are brighter than the sunshine, the opportunities available for students. Studyperth.com for more information. So second battery is Owen Brown. First is Aidan Bax. They go to Brown. Oh, what a save by Haziq. His mitt went flying. It's going to be a long corner to New Zealand. They want to get on with things quickly. Gus Nelson deflected into the circle, falls to Bax, but great defence once more. Malaysia closed down Aidan Bax so quickly, and it was Akil who put the pressure on. 2 minutes to go. You just feel, had New Zealand managed to convert that, that would have made such a difference. And unfortunately, Parr's ball forward catching the foot of Rothwell. So it will be a free hit to Malaysia on halfway. Adam Johari, well, was that deliberate? He let the ball run, so it killed a few valuable seconds. Jeffrey Ness throws it high and long. Missed in the forward line, but it'll be a ball from the side for, well, in fact, it's a 16. I thought it had gone over the sideline, but 16 is the call. New Zealand are running out of time, unfortunately for them. Comes to Parr once more. Deflection is a good one wide. Nelson now will look to ping that one in. He got the angles all wrong, and he smashes his stick into the turf in frustration. And you can imagine why, as the captain, you desperately want to do the right thing for your team. And when it slews off your stick like that, it's disappointing. Stevenson watched it, but he couldn't get it under control. Nice turn. Navanish now driving through. Javan Jones came back and got a touch. Nelson again, trying to find a way forward. Parr to Jones. Jones will play it forward. Great work again coming back. It'll be a free hit though. Javan Jones, short pass. Comes back to him again. Stevenson, we're running out of time. 16 seconds and counting down. Rothwell. Hillebrand. All the way through. Oh, they have not got a touch. I thought there was going to be a touch. And the hooter goes, and Malaysia raise their arms in victory. But boy, oh boy, they now sink to their knees in exhaustion, because once again, they had to work very, very hard for that victory. And India know all about it. New Zealand may have lost this game, but once again, they've shown that they are no easy beats and have a great spirit within their team and will fight to the very end. The final score here, Malaysia 4, New Zealand 2.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.